Hey, it is Chris Menard. I have some great calendar tips today, whether you're using Outlook Calendar or the Google Calendar. And this is also a little pet peeve of mine, and I always cover this in training. Let's say it doesn't matter what dates I'm looking at here, so I don't care if you're in month view, but I'm going to just go to work week. It just makes it easier. Let's say that this marketing meeting I have to drive to. And I know it's going to take me, if I leave at 6 in the morning, it'll take me 1 hour to get there. And it's in Lawrenceville. But if I leave, the meeting is not scheduled until 9:30. Well, at 9:30, it's going to take more than an hour. So I highly recommend, to cover travel time, I'm just going to click, make a new appointment. And this is going to be a great tip for you. I'm going to call it travel time. I don't care how long it is right now. You need to make sure your travel time shows that you're out of the office, because obviously you're driving. And then also come over here and assign a category to it. So I'm going to go to all categories. I'm going to make a new one. Those are here by default, except for that one that says training. And I'm going to call it Travel Works. Put whatever color you want. Let's use that. Hit OK. Save and close. So there it is. Right now, if you notice on my calendar, it goes in 30-minute increments. So there's, for example, that would be 8 o'clock to 8:30. So there's 8 o'clock to 9. If you want to go in 15-minute increments, so here's one tip. Just right-click and change it to 15 minutes, because I've got it set for 30. Your calendar will expand a little bit, but look, there's 8 o'clock to 8:15, 8:15 to 8:30. So this is how you get those 15-minute increments if you want to do something like that. That'd be an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm going to give myself an hour and a half. What's also nice is, because I made this out of the office, anyone trying to schedule a meeting with me will see that I'm not available from 8 o'clock to 9:30 and that I'm out of the office. So this one, to be honest with you, should be out of the office too. So that's my second point, is make sure that if you have a meeting off-site, that you know that you're out of the office. So save and close. And then here's one more example. I'm going to swap back to 30 minutes just because I'm trying to show you my screen, but I actually like the 15-minute increments. So if it takes me an hour and a half to get there, I'm going to hold down the control key, click on travel time, drag and drop, because it's going to take me an hour and a half to get back to my office. And then I have a staff meeting here. Here's one more example. I'm going to take this one again. Hold down control, drag it here. And if you're saying, well, it's not going to take an hour and a half, well, you can just change it like that. One more item about this travel time. If you're always traveling to one location Tuesday and Thursday of the week and another location Monday and Wednesday, you can go back to categorize. I'm going to add a new one. Let's say on 2 days of the week, I travel to ABC Company. So name it ABC Company. Add a different color. I don't care what color you pick. ABC Company Travel. Hit OK. Hit OK. So immediately looking at your calendar, you know where you're traveling to. Just a little tip from me. Let me show you one more cool trick. So I showed you how to change this from 30 minutes to whatever increments you want. Let's say on this example, I have a budget meeting and I've never been, we're having it off-site at this location, and I'm making this up, I'm coming from either Alpharetta or Woodstock. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. Well, let's use our friend, the Google Map. Let me show you a cool trick I know how to do. Good enough. That works. 1 second. There we go. So if you notice, I just picked a location up here in, I believe that's the Alpharetta area. I'm sorry, that's the Woodstock area. There's Alpharetta. And if you notice, right now it says leave now. Well, today is the 14th of November, and it's 11 o'clock. But I need to be there Friday, if you recall. Let me swap back to my calendar just for a second. I need to be there Friday at 8:15 in the morning. So you can swap this. By default, it always says leave now. I need to arrive by, and it's got today's date in there, so I'm going to go change it to Friday. And I need to be there at 8:15, 0815, tab. So it's basically going to pick up patterns and tell me I need 40 minutes to an hour and 15. So I need to plan for at least 1 hour and 15 minutes. And here's what's cool. You can either do leave now, which is the default, arrive by, or you can also do depart by. Like I know I'm leaving at, making this up, I know I'm leaving at 6. I know I'm going to be early, but I want to know how much time I'm going to have. That would be depart by, depart at. Watch this. If, for example, we're having a meeting Friday and we even need to have a Saturday off-campus meeting, let's just see what the traffic's like on Saturday. Look at that, 35 minutes versus back to Friday, an hour 15. You can do, so I'm using the Outlook calendar to do this. So I'll put in my travel time there. To do that, I'll go back to month. And I'm just going to drag one of these travel times over here. I'm using the control key again. Let's go back to work week. Put it ahead of it. And I believe it was an hour and 15 minutes. And I got myself for, you can't see it, but there's an hour and a half. So that would work. Now, if you're using the Outlook calendar, which I'm a huge fan of, so let me go there for a second. And I've got it for 2018. I'm just going to click on a date. It'll make a new appointment. Staff meeting offsite. It's not all day. We're going to go from 0900 to 1300. And I can go to more options. One thing I love about the Google Calendar is if I put in an address, I'm just making up something that works. I can do attachments here easily. I can invite other people. I can also, though, if this needed to be a video conference, just click here and it makes it a Hangouts Meet video conference. But either way, what I wanted to tell you is with the Google Calendar, when I hit save, I'm not quite sure exactly how this works, but I know on my smartphone, it pops up and tells me when I need to leave. So it's somehow integrated with my Google Maps. And that is a really cool feature. It's one of, you're saying, well, how about Outlook? Will it do that? No, and I know it won't because I went to Outlook Help, Suggest a Feature, and I was not quite sure what to type in here, so I typed in travel time. I apologize for this video going a little lengthy, but this is really good stuff. And it's searching for requested features. You can see how many votes this has. Add option to add travel time to a meeting. And that's where I came up with this video because I've had 2 people ask me this the past week. And then I went and searched for it, and I said, let me just show people how to do add travel time as an out-of-office appointment, and then use the Google Calendar to find out exactly when you need to leave. One more little tip about the calendar. I've seen people who have meeting after meeting after meeting. I recommend you give yourself a little space between your meetings because possibly this is another one. I'm going to click here, act like I'm back from that meeting. I call this appointment prep, and I'm actually back in the office, so I'm busy. I'm just going to pick a color for now. So if you have to get ready for a meeting, let's put this over here. I know I'm going to a staff meeting that I didn't call, but I know that I'm going to be asked to explain some project I'm working on, so I need to prepare for it. Feel free to add a category for yourself called prep time or whatever you want to call it. I don't care how much time you give yourself, but that'll make your life a lot easier. Hopefully these tips help. Thank you for your time.